I went on a major road trip last month in August of 2025. I took lots of pictures and videos along the way, but the trip was too long with too many stops to form everything into a coherent story. So I decided to simply share some of those photos and videos, included here in roughly chronological order. There are two major anchors in my life: family and faith. The purpose of this trip was representative of both of those. It allowed me to focus on both my family and my faith. I started out with one of my grandsons. We traveled to Cincinnati, Ohio, where we spent a couple of days. We visited with a dear family friend who is entering the last stage of his well-spent life. For those who have been to Cincinnati before, you know that one of the regional favorites is Cincinnati-style chili. In fact, there are lots of chili parlors or restaurants in the area. We took the time to visit several of them and enjoy the local delicacy. My family comes from Cincinnati, so there are many family members buried in the area. While we were here, I took my grandson to a cemetery where several are buried. Here he is placing flowers on the resting place of my mother, who passed away in early 2024. I also took the opportunity to introduce him to the resting places of other family members. From Cincinnati, we traveled north toward Chicago. On the way, we stopped in Indianapolis and visited the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indianapolis 500. Visiting the museum and the track was very enjoyable, especially for my grandson. When we finally arrived in the Chicago area, we spent a few days in the northern suburb of Waukegan. We then went to the airport and picked up my son and daughter-in-law, parents of the grandson with whom I had been traveling. Our purpose in Chicago was to attend the graduation of a granddaughter, their daughter, from Navy boot camp. The ceremony was impressive, and the granddaughter was overcome with emotion because she hadn't expected her brother to be there. Here I am with the new Navy boot camp graduate, looking very happy in her Navy dress whites. It was great to share with her the accomplishment of this major goal in her young life. After that, we headed eastward to upstate New York. No trip to this area would be complete without a stop at Niagara Falls. We stayed in Palmyra, a small New York village along the Erie Canal, and visited some historical sites that were important to us. From there, we traveled back to the west, stopping in Hiram and Kirtland, both in the eastern reaches of Cleveland, Ohio. There we visited more sites and made great memories. Finally, we headed back home, stopping for the night in Omaha. When we arrived back home, we had traveled 5,150 miles in 13 days. I hope you enjoyed these short glimpses of my road trip. It was both exhilarating and tiring for everyone involved. Thanks for checking in.